Welcome to Containerized Conversations, where we try to containerize our conversation. I'm Jessica Caffarelli.
And I'm Josh Warhurst. Thanks for tuning in as we dive into some of our favorite topics, one containerized thought at a time.
Welcome back, Josh.
Thanks, Jess. It's a wonderful night here, Wednesday night. Balmy, incredibly warm.
So hot.
I guess
Yeah,
it's July now, actually.
Yeah, it is July.
So I think I talked about this in the previous episode. I recently took a break, a small break from work because I had a second child.
Yep.
And it's reminded me in so many ways of why everybody should go and take breaks from work.
So yeah, we did talk about this on the last episode, and I mentioned about like burnout, but you said it didn't have anything to do with burnout. So please elaborate a little bit more.
I should clarify.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people who take breaks from work and it helps deal with their burnout. And I don't want to discount that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's why I take breaks, though, from work.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I do think that the burnout that I feel is usually from things that are actually work related, and taking breaks can't actually solve those problems.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you get into a fight with your friend.
Yeah.
And the way that you resolve that friendship is not by saying, I'm not going to see you for a month. It's by actually like, let's resolve our differences, right? I feel like burnout is sort of the process of resolving your differences with work. And I think that can happen with breaks for me. But for other people, sure, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what works for you. I'm not a person.
Therapy with Josh.
Yeah.
I'd watch that podcast.
Oh, well, hey, it's our spinoff podcast, Containerized Therapy.
Containerized therapy. No,
So-
that'd be so good.
I think one of the things that a lot of people do is that, especially when they start work at a company, is they're talking about how that they want to show their value, right?
Yeah.
They want to show, they want to understand all the systems, and then they want to start helping out, and they want to be like a big part of the team.
Yeah.
And that's great. If you want to go and contribute to companies that you join, that's probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
But you also got to take a break. And the reason you got to take a break is not necessarily for you, it's for the company, right? I don't want to be a shill for companies right now, but the fact is, if you're building yourself up to be like a one-man machine, right?
Yeah.
When you take a break, if everything falls apart, then that's a terrible addition to the team, right?
Josh, you're losing me here. Okay. You're pitching this as this is for the company. This isn't for me. It just sounds like trying to sell me why you need unlimited vacation time.
No, I think
let's get to the point here.
I think you should take a break from work, right, at regular intervals to make sure that, say, the stuff that's in your head is actually also in the documentation. It's in the automation, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times people, like, the systems break, but because they're at work, they fix all the problems, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you go and take a break,
Yeah.
you sometimes have to realize, like, oh, wait a second, if I'm not there, nobody's checking this thing,
Yeah.
right? We need a solution to deal with that. Nobody understands how this thing works. We need to maybe make sure that knowledge is socialized.
That's
right?
interesting. Okay.
I think it's really important because a lot of people say, like, if I go off of work right now, then, the company is going to fall apart. Well, then you need to go take a break from work, and the company should fall apart, and then you can figure out where the gaps are.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for people to take breaks because it exposes the gaps in, the company versus the individual.
Yeah.
A lot of people take breaks because they are tired of work, right? But I tend to think of work as being kind of like a side activity that you should always be. There's some people that think about, like, oh, I'm going to do this thing when I retire.
Yeah.
Right. And work isn't causing them stress, but they're not doing anything that they would want to do when they retire.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to go to this country one day.
Yeah.
Once I retire,
Yeah.
whether or not you even make it to that age,
Yeah.
right? And by doing these things regularly, if you can, right, by taking breaks, not to get away from the company, but to do other things,
Yeah.
a lot of people, I think, feel better about their work because it's not
Yeah.
like their work is getting in the way of their retirement.
Yeah.
Their work is just this thing that's going on the side as they're living their best life.
Yeah. I also think going on breaks helps innovation cycles,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's kind of like when you get stuck on something, either coding or troubleshooting, and you just have to get up and walk away for a second because you're just like too close to the problem. You can't, you're like, at least for me, sometimes I'll actually solve the problem when I'm not even trying to solve the problem.
Right.
Exactly.
You're sitting there thinking about your dinner, and then you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, yeah. The way
Maybe
this pea fell into the mashed potatoes, it's kind of like when the logs went into the Kafka topic and it poisoned the Kafka topic so that every other
just like the mashed potatoes.
no. Yeah, I sometimes think that's how my life is, but you don't know. Other side note. But like taking breaks, and like obviously this is gonna be the crazy person in me, but like I sometimes like to take breaks from work, but like go to like conferences
Mm-hmm.
or go to get-togethers like DevOps meetups or and like yeah, some people would argue, well, yeah, that's just work outside of work, but like I don't know, like if you're the type of person that likes to like chat with people and see what they're doing and understand what they're doing, it gives you new ideas, gives you new innovations, it gives you maybe ways to get around ruts that you might be in at work that you might be falling into.
Well,
So
that's a point that I think I kind of forgotten about, but you bring it up and it totally clicks, which is that when you're doing work day in and day out, you kind of get into a rhythm.
yeah,
And so you might say, okay, every morning I'm going to go up and I'm going to work on this thing. I'm
yeah,
going to make it better. And I have this like plan, this like 5-year vision for this product. And I need to work on the next step and the next step.
yeah,
You go away for 2 weeks, you go away for a month, and you come back and you think, wait a second, is this even the right product?
yeah,
Right? When you've
yeah,
taken a break from your day in, day out schedule, you might realize, wait a second, these tiny things that I'm doing
yeah.
aren't the things I should be doing.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And sometimes it's big things like that. It's, oh, I was working on this, product and it really should be product B, and I need to go and convince upper management that product A is not what we should be working on.
yeah,
But sometimes it's smaller things, right? You get into like, the XKCD comic about the spacebar heating. Like some people have these like terrible workflows, but it's just what they've used.
yeah.
I was using the Amazon Q plugin for
Mm,
VS Code for my AI stuff.
yeah,
And Amazon's like, switch to the Cure
yeah,
ID. And I was like, man, I don't have time for that. I need to work on my, projects.
yeah,
Well, when I take a break from work and then I come back and I'm not immediately given stuff in the first like 2 or 3 days, I actually have time to go and evaluate if that ID is a good thing. And
yeah,
then lo and behold, it's way better than the thing I was using before.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So sometimes those breaks allow us to kind of reset in a good way.
yeah,
You can, whether or not it's the product or the tools, the way you're doing work, sometimes a break is just enough to like get you out of your groove,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Make you realize that, the couch that I had made a giant impression in maybe is not as good as that chair over there, and I need to go switch to that chair. Right?
yeah, yeah. That's for sure.
Have you had a break recently?
Well, it's interesting. Like, I am very fortunate to work at a company that is fully remote,
Mhm.
right? And sees a lot of benefit in sending their people to like conferences and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I've had the ability to head to conferences and it's paid for by the company.
That's
And I view that as a break. It was an AI conference. We were working, we were getting ideas. The whole point of it was to go to get ideas for our product. But it was really nice. We went with our team. We got to meet up. I got to meet in person my fully remote team. We got to get together. We got to go out for beers afterwards. I mean, yeah, of course it is working, but it's like, it feels like a vacation. And, on top of that, I do take time off.
Yeah.
having a 2-year-old, there are, there are a lot of, I just recently watched The Incredibles. Have you seen that movie at all?
Not recently. I've seen The Incredibles 2, and I've seen, I think, both of them multiple times, but
So there's a quote in Incredibles 1, and it's like towards the beginning of the episode or movie, and Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, who are married at this time, are fighting with each other. And she's like, "You didn't show up to Jack's graduation." He's like, "Graduation? He's going from third grade to fourth grade. Why do we celebrate everything?" And he like freaks out, right? Like everything's a graduation. It's not a graduation, but and like, but it's funny. Like there are like a lot of like, my kid's in daycare, but they do a lot of like things that, yeah, it seems ridiculous, but it's nice. It's nice. She obviously appreciates it, whether she will remember it or not in the future, and it's nice to get
you will
away.
remember it, right?
Yeah, I feel like when I was in my 20s, I definitely was like thinking about work all the time. It was just all
Mm.
consuming. It was everything I did. And at some point I broke, had burnt out, and now I see the positives in taking breaks, just like you said. And I use them to reinvigorate myself. But it's funny because then I feel bad that I didn't work. So then I'll work at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
when the kid goes to bed, and then
No, so that's the key. I think when you take a break, you can't feel like you have to like make it up, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, one of the things that I've like a key insight that I've had in the past, like maybe 5, 10 years for playing video games, but
yeah, yeah,
it's true for work as well, which is that if I don't work,
yeah,
I'm still gonna get better at that skill as long as I'm going to work daily, right? Or every
yeah,
other day, right?
yeah,
I've played like really hard video games,
yeah,
right? And I'll go and fight like a boss and I'll get killed in like one hit and I'll be like,
yeah,
this is impossible.
yeah,
This is impossible.
yeah,
But what I do is I stop playing and then I come back the next day and I get a little bit further.
yeah,
And then I stop playing and I come back the next day and I get a little bit further.
yeah,
And eventually I will beat it, but
yeah,
not necessarily on one sitting, right?
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I feel like my body, my mind needs time to process things.
yeah,
And you might say that's just true for playing video games. No, I think it's true for work,
yeah,
right? Sometimes you start work and you have to learn a new concept, right? Like I was doing stuff with web transport the other day,
mm,
and I'm like, okay, I don't understand like these pieces of web transport,
yeah,
right? It's like I understand WebSockets, web transport, whatever. It's kind of
yeah,
this, UDP, HTTP3 stuff. Like I'm like, I
yeah.
don't really totally understand it.
Way to show off to our audience members.
I don't understand it. That's the point.
A complicated thing that I know.
The point is I didn't it's not like I like crammed it. It's not like I
Yeah,
tried to like get it all in one day. I'm like,
yeah,
let's taste it and
yeah,
then take a break and come back, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
eventually I realized like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn this thing. I
yeah,
just need more time with it. I'm gonna need to see it every day, but just a
yeah,
little bit, you know?
yeah,
And I think the key is actually taking that break. It's not
mm,
trying to get it all in one session. So
yeah. No, and like, and that I again, it's like the hard part is like feeling guilty about it, but especially if you're doing it because you're in a rut, and like, because obviously there's going to be situations and people that abuse that, and they're just like, yeah, well, and that's like the devil's advocate argument I have for you, right?
well, when it comes to vacations, right? The tech world has invented the unlimited vacation. Right?
Invented, yeah,
I think that tech jobs
unlimited,
are right. uh, Air quotes, unlimited vacation,
yeah,
which is that you can take a vacation as long as, it's not at a really busy time.
yeah. Hey,
We're not counting the days. You can take as many days as you want,
in
right?
reason,
Within reason,
yeah,
right?
up to the discretion of your manager.
These are all legitimate things.
Yeah.
They just think like, oh wait, I can take
Oh,
a break anytime. That's
yeah.
great.
I take off every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I know tons of people who, when they have unlimited vacation, they just don't take vacation.
Yeah.
The reason that a lot of companies use unlimited vacation is because they don't want people to really take the full like 20 days of vacation.
I mean, well, not only that, but like they don't have to pay you out for your balance because there is no balance.
Right.
So there's a lot of benefit from the company perspective, but
right.
it
Unless
does
you're a power user of vacation.
Oh, okay.
I think every year, right?
Well,
I try to take vacations regularly, right? And I think the key is
we are very fortunate to have the ability to work from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about all the jobs that you can't do that, like construction worker,
right?
Teachers.
Yeah.
There's all these different jobs where you physically can't do it. And so you can very easily look at ours and look at how spoiled we are. Right?
100%.
Right. But there's also another devil's advocate on the other side of that is, yeah, we can work at any time. Which means if a company wants to, they can abuse that power and you will work at any time. And I've worked at jobs that are like that too.
Yeah. You're waking up at midnight.
You have to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
On call, right? And you get an alert at 1 a.m., then 2 a.m., then 3 a.m. You have to wake up every single time the alert goes off and solve that problem.
Yeah, teachers complaining about like grading homework at like 6 p.m. while they're watching, eating dinner. Don't get me wrong, that's a real thing. But being on all the time, right? Yeah. Being like, basically imagine at any moment as a teacher that suddenly there's like a group of kids in front of you and you have to solve this problem. You have to teach them something. Yeah. Suddenly.
To that point, right? And this is why I don't feel guilty, is like I will take extra time during working hours off. If no one needs me, and like my kid, is having some sort of next graduation or a singing competition or whatever, like I'll go, right? And there isn't any expectation for my job that I need to like make up those hours because again, we have unlimited, but like I actually enjoy what I do. So when I do have free time, right, I do sometimes hop on work. I'll do it for an hour or two, but I like that flexibility, right? Because I think some of my best innovations or problem solvings happen between the hours of like 9 and 10 when like the kid's in bed, my wife's just like watching TV, doesn't really need me around, and like I'm free to do whatever I want. It's like, there was this one hard issue I just really want to solve, and I think I figured out how to do it. I'll open my laptop for like an hour. No one's on, so no one pings me, right? And it's just like straight work, and it's just productive work. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that ability that we have, which is we can work at any time. And as long as we get our work done, it doesn't matter when we get it done, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 9 to 5.
The audience for this talk, I think the biggest thing is like, there are some people who work too much, and I want to encourage them to take more breaks.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
I know.
And find the job that fits how you work. If you're a 9 to 5, do 9 to 5. If you're a scattered brain, find a job that lets you do scatterbrain work. Right?
And hopefully they hire you. Don't just find it. Get the skills that are required for that job.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're in 22 minutes in, Josh. So let's wrap this up. Any final thoughts?
I would say take breaks. It's good for you. It's good for the company. And don't even worry if it's in your first year, if it's in your first month, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to take a break so you can compress and the company can figure it out as well.
Yeah.
That's my advice to you.
I love that sign off. And for me, work how you work. As long as you get your work done, scatterbrain it as much as you want, or 9 to 5 it as much as you want.
Whatever works best for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Josh. Thank you, audience. Have a good night.
See you.
And that was our containerized conversation. I'm Jesse Caffarelli.
I'm Josh Warhurst.
Have a great night.